As a landscape designer, you get to meet lots of different clients and people, but what I really love is when the designer is the client, because they get to explore lots of different concepts and ideas that might not suit everybody else. This is Sunnymead. It is the home and garden of renowned landscape designer Peter Shaw, and it starts out on the street. Take this fence, for example. Really simple tea tree posts tied to an old steel fence. It gives you an insight into what makes Peter tick. It also draws you inside. Hello. Hello, doggy. Come on. Wow, the first thing you notice when you come into this garden is there's a real sense of calm and tranquility, but there's also lots of impact as well. My eye's drawn all over the place. There's a path through here. There's these amazing grass mounds, and I can see this shape is repeated further down the garden. There's so much to explore.
Where we gonna hide our broken notes when the walls come down? When the walls come down.
Peter, how are you?
Hello, Charlie.
Thank
So
you
good
for
to have
having
you.
me.
That's
Yeah,
a pleasure.
awesome. This place is absolutely amazing. You know, when you first get here, there's such a sense of calm and relaxation, but it's got so much impact at the same time.
Yeah, it's a lovely place to be. It's a gift to come home to every day.
As far as the garden goes, what was here when you started building?
Oh, the stringy barks out the
Yes.
back. But around the house is pretty much a blank canvas.
And how did you come up with the idea of the mounds of soil?
Well, the short answer is I love grass.
Uh-huh.
My early days were working with lawns and grass.
Okay.
So I wanted to do something with that. And we had flat, and we had a bit bigger, and it just seemed logical to come up.
With those mounds, you've got somewhere to lean back on and take in the view above.
Built-in seeds.
You've got these really lovely rounded shapes in the westringibles, don't you?
Yeah, offset with the sea box, which is a local plant from the cliffs from here, with its dark, glossy green leaves and then the silvery colour of the westringia.
Yeah, it's a lovely contrast between the two. And you've also got a fire pit area, haven't you? Can we go have a look?
Yeah, let's go.
Right, let's go. So, Peter, it's a bit more of a water feature on a day like today, isn't it?
Yeah, well, late summer, a bit cooler for the big birds and the little birds to come up and enjoy it.
When you're living in your own garden, how does it evolve in a different way to when you work with a client?
I think time's your friend, you know, you've got time to think about things and all of a sudden something arrives like the orange balls because you find them in a junkyard and you've got 20 or 30 of them, and so suddenly there's an idea and then that evolves to a little bit more orange on the fence.
And is that sort of your design ethos when you're working with clients as well?
When you're working for a client, you've got to get things finished and there's deadlines and an expectation, but leaving some room in a garden for something to happen when the family changes a little bit, when the children grow up or when children arrive, you know, like leaving some space for things to evolve as the garden owners' lives evolve.
Now, I love your style of garden design. Soulscape, your book, is sensational. It's got so many beautiful gardens in it.
I think a garden's got to pick up cues from the neighbourhood, wherever it is, and we're fortunate that we're in this natural, beautiful coastal landscape here that's existed before we did. But in an urban environment, it's not about copying neighbours, it's a bit about just not trying to stand out too much, but just enough to bring that harmony.
So, Peter, I know in your book, these trees, they had a cubby house in them. Where's that gone?
Well, time evolves, children growing up and timber getting a little bit older, but they got repurposed into the screen behind me here.
Oh, OK. I really love how you've reused the timber, you know, the pop of the exotic bougainvillea coming through against the muted tones of all the natives. Really lovely.
Yeah, there's a lot of greys and greens here, and that one red.
Yeah, really stands out. I'm off for a bit more of an explore.
You go and have an explore.
OK, thank you very much. Around the outside of the garden is this lovely, simple, meandering path, just made of crushed granite, so it's really cost-effective. But what it does is it gives the garden a feeling that it's almost like a parkland that you can just wander around. It's punctuated by lovely little sculptures like this, and the orange theme is continued with some recycled buoys. The planting is all native again. We've got this giant Dorianthes just erupting from the planting, and this incredibly hardy Coria alba. This is a very standard sized block, and all the plants used in this garden are very standard, readily available plants. but it's the creativity and the way they've been used that turns this into an extraordinary space. And whilst being something that is very beautiful, it is also a really practical family garden, and that's what makes this garden so very special. Nah.